Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. And I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. Today promises to be a very, very interesting one, as we're going to be talking about quite a number of things. Of course, we know that one of the major things on the front burner is this U.S. strike in Nigeria yesterday. And a lot of reactions from the federal government themselves, from opposition, from... what do we call that, man? Bandit negotiators. And, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about it. That basically is one of the things that we're going to be talking about at the bar today. Also, there were rumors of the president replacing his chief of staff. The president has come out to say that those things are they're all just rumors. We'll be talking a bit on that. AFCON is still ongoing, definitely. There's quite a number of conversations around that and a whole lot of other things. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, as it is the Boom Bar right here, where we give you everything sports, politics, and every entertainment and everything else in between. My name is Dolupo, and with me in the studio today is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Boxing Day. And if Fola was there, it would have been happy, bountiful Boxing Day. He has his way with words, and it seems to irk some people in the studio, not me. So, how you're doing? How's Boxing Day boxing you? Have you unboxed those gifts, or are you getting boxed? Either way, welcome to the bar.
Okay, so we're going straight into the gist for today. Like I said earlier, there are quite a number of things that we're going to be talking about today. Of course, the first thing is the conversation around the president, the presidency, and more like the U.S. strikes. And I think the first conversation or the first tweet that got everybody talking was President Donald Trump's tweets talking about the strikes that happened in Nigeria on Christmas Day. Actually, I think it was very strategic, and saying that it happened in the northwest part of Nigeria, and we'll say that it really caused a lot of conversation, and I know that this conversation had gone on for a while. A lot of people have had quite a number of things to say. A few weeks ago, when it first announced that they might actually some of these things might be happening. In fact, I remember someone that I had talked about, and I'm like, those things are not as easy, but had quickly sent me President Trump's post. And the funny thing is that by the time I saw it, and there was a statement from the federal government, and I replied with that, and I said, remember the conversation, at times we just always want to tell you I told you so, not waiting for the full story. But anyway, the federal government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had come out with a statement saying that they were very aware of the strikes that were happening, that it was very coordinated, that they provided intelligence and all that. There's even an interview with the minister himself, Tuga, where he said that there were conversations even up to a few minutes to the strike itself. So I think that from that angle, it's safe to say that this was not an ambush on the federal government, or it was something that they were well aware of.
Okay. Beyond awareness, you understand, there are a lot of things that people want to believe as against the facts and the reality on ground.
Yeah.
We have our sentiments, our things that we want to happen. So before we get to that, a lot of people were saying the US cannot operate on Nigerian soil. It will mean that they are, disrespecting our borders, and that's an infringement on Nigeria's right as a sovereign nation. But after the meeting that the National Security Advisor of Nigeria had with the Secretary of Defense in America, whom they like to refer to now as the Secretary of War, since the department is now the Department of War. You say you are chasing peace, but your department is war. We'll talk about that another day. So basically what they've done is that they had agreed on certain things, and not long after that, I know I mentioned it there briefly because we understand how security works. You're not supposed to put everything out there, but flight trackers have been tracking a certain American ISR, flight from somewhere in Ghana to northern parts of Nigeria to the current place where that strike took place a few hours ago. You get, and of course the ISR, is intelligence, is surveillance and reconnaissance. It's basically gathering information and data. When that flight increased, Nigerian airstrikes also increased with more precision. You get, because there are certain things that they can do that we can't, and that's what the government was saying from the get, that what we need is assistance. We're not, there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. We're just,
there are terrorists that need to be taken out. I get
terrorism.
Yeah.
Quickly, I digress. If you see how far Mali is suffering from these terrorists now, in fact, they are claiming as at yesterday that they're taking over the Malian military HQ. I doubt it, but that's what the terrorists in Mali are saying. Again, they attacked a convoy of fuel tankers that was protected by the Malian army and their Russian partners. That's how serious terrorism is in Africa, that they are trying to move petrol within their country into the capital, and it's being attacked by terrorists. Do you see how crazy these things are? So yes, there was a strike, and we respect that. And Nigeria was in on it, because if you look at the tweet that was put out by Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense in America, you would know, and he also did commend the Nigerian government for it. Now, the only controversial thing about all of this is Donald Trump.
Yeah, and
maybe how he likes to put news out. He likes to.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why it sounds a tad bit controversial, or why there might be a little bit of eyebrows being raised about that, is that a lot of people keep saying that Donald Trump is looking for diversionary tactics from the Epstein files.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying.
I've heard a lot of that conversation.
So people are insinuating that, of course, anything. And if you notice, yesterday morning, out of the blue, even now that Nigeria and the US government are cooperating on fighting terrorism, the man in Israel started talking about the killing of Christians in Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's really very strange.
Yeah, I get your point.
But it's not strange. If you pull back and you
see everything.
The writing on the wall.
I get what you're saying. It makes all the sense in the world. However, I think that maybe, yes, the US president's wordings of some of these things can be, because it didn't seem like, there was a conversation around it. However, there's if we take reactions, take for example, one of the reactions is PDP saying that Nigerian government should have said something before the US president did, or maybe they really did not know and they're just trying to save face. And I have a very interesting question
for the PDP.
Okay. If you announce that there's a strike coming, how do you catch a terrorist unawares?
Exactly.
So
what they are saying is after that. They're saying that before Trump announced it, that Nigeria should have announced it. That's what they are saying. Do you understand? They have accepted the fact that, okay, it's possible that you claim you're working with the US, but how come you're not the one that's announcing it?
Okay, makes all the sense. That actually makes some sense. The issue, that now circles back to the wordings of President Trump's statement.
That's why I highlighted it. That's where the problem is. Do you understand? Donald Trump likes to take the shine. He wants to be, I got them. I told them to go guns blazing and put boots on the ground. They're not putting no boots on the ground. So what is said to have been agreed by some experts is that there will be the ISR flights, which started almost immediately. There will be the unmanned, vehicles attack. That's drones, more or less, drone attacks. And of course, the precision attacks. Now, this is believed to have been carried out by, some on a ship. on a U.S. warship that's situated off the coast of Nigeria now. You get, and so it is believed that there were some missiles that were deployed from that ship across our heads.
While you were sleeping,
when some of us did sleep,
Oh God.
To Sokoto, which had experienced a lot of the ISR.
Yeah, funny enough,
flights.
there's also been talks of some people. I think in Kwara also said they heard some explosions. I've seen reports around that as well.
Today, they're claiming that they had some explosions. The Kwara government says that they are on top of it and that people should not panic, and that they've cordoned off a certain area where they claim that there was some ordnance movements and everything. Mm-hmm. I doubt if it were airstrikes and all of that. You will know that Kwara and Kogi are actually going through this massive influx of terrorists now in that axis.
They are.
So maybe it's a pushback by the government that people are hearing and all of that. But the strikes were majorly and solely on Sokoto. What we should expect also is the Lake Chad axis, where the funny thing is that in Lake Chad, the terrorists are killing each other. They're actually on gunboats and they are attacking themselves. They're putting out the videos by themselves. You understand?
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Again, one of the things that someone pointed out is that whenever the Niger, like our brothers in Niger and us here in Nigeria, whenever there's this airstrike on some of these people, you start to hear that they have attacked innocent people. Oh, some 20 fishermen have been killed by the Nigerian Air Force, and some of those things are not true. Do you understand?
Oh.
Yeah. So what it is now that they've done their ISRs and they're doing precision attacks. Let's see how it pans out.
Story around that anymore.
I understand where the PDP is coming from, and I think it's a smart one for them to point out that. But you see, but when you're dealing with someone like Donald Trump, it will be hard for you to even announce anything before him. It's going to be virtually impossible, And of course, he likes to take glory for things. He likes to be, I said this and I said that. But the truth is,
when you also look at it from the angle of, if you're a result-oriented person and you're dealing with someone like Donald Trump, as long as you get results, enjoy the glory.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to highlight here. That people will have to deal with that. Like, it's hard to deal with someone like him. Like, he's not the guy that maybe there's a military briefing now and they're saying, okay, let's maintain radio silence.
Nah,
it's not that guy. He's gonna drop it and say, you know what, we just did this and we did that. That's him for you. And he likes the limelight a lot.
Maybe it's like some people have suggested, it's another way of taking shine off another conversation completely.
For me, I notice you're really itching to move away from it, but before we really move on, I just want to say that again, there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. It's important because this noise is increasing again. There's no such thing, and it's also important that we acknowledge the fact that we have limitations in our fight against terrorism, and that now that government has said that every single one of these people are terrorists, it's time that we support the military and any legal means they can use to rid Nigeria of this scourge. It's really time that maybe we got some reprieve. It's been almost 2 decades of this
nonsense.
Yeah,
absolute nonsense. And before we leave that matter, Sheikh Gumi has now criticized US airstrikes in Nigeria, saying that there should be calls for alternative partners. And I know that this particular man has always talked about amnesty and sitting down with terrorists and all that. I still don't understand why this person, with all the things that he does and all the things that it seems like he's involved in, still goes around like nothing is happening.
Okay, can I speak to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. You are still watching the Boom Bar and you're listening to Boom Radio NG. This is 1 hour of breaking it down and being as neutral as possible and still delivering information. Now, according to Sheikh Gumi's post, what he's saying is not what he used to say per se. He's known for all those, I think, sometimes idiotic things. Yeah, honestly. But this one, what he's saying is that Nigeria needs different partners. He's saying that the US should not be our partners in this attack on terrorism. Now, he's not saying do not attack the terrorists. In this particular one, no, I'm not saying about the things I said in the past, though. It's this one that has made the news that he's talking about. His criticism is of the partners that Nigeria has chosen or is constrained to choose with the way things panned out. And Gumi is saying that they should be people of his own religion. That's what his religion permits. That it shouldn't be the Americans.
Last I checked, Nigeria is not an Islamic state.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Anyway,
and he's bringing religion into it. He's bringing
exactly
the book,
things that he says.
Yeah.
Very, very idiotic. Tolakwa Roger says, "Hey Bumba, how you doing? How are you doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas."
Merry
and
Christmas.
do they say Happy Boxing Day? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Happy Boxing Day. Happy Boxing
Have
Day.
you unboxed your gifts?
So basically, again, I think that the man Musha have to find something to say that is quite idiotic.
He likes to insert himself in all of these conversations.
Again, I do not know why the man still has a voice. I don't get it. I'm not a security person. Maybe they don't have information about what he does yet, but I personally don't think that the man is clean. But what do I know?
You have nothing on him, so
that's why I say that I don't think so.
It's just a hunch.
Especially with the kind of things that he says, like it's almost like as if anything he says is
I think
it's just in support of.
I think
this terrorist.
I think the Department of Justice, that's the Ministry of Justice in Nigeria, not department now, and the DSS should have like a joint task force of sorts that actually tackles some of this type of people, because some of their utterances are
ridiculous.
They are against the law.
Ridiculous.
And they can also lead to security breach.
Yeah.
So if you work together, maybe we can weed out some of this people, because again, people say things and get away with it. There's a video or two videos that have gone viral. It's the Daily Post interviewing some person from the north that made allegations against my very good friend Aliko Dangote. He said things that I will not repeat, because what those things he said he cannot prove. Then he goes back to the same station, to the same program, to read out.
I will take
to read an apology. And I'm looking at the man like,
I will give.
What changed?
I will give a statement on that. I'll give a statement to what I saw someone else write, and the person said there definitely must be an intelligence report that government beans is now very sweet, because the kind of things that people say that they utter with their mouth, their buccal cavity, and you don't wonder, like, is it that you just wake up one body and say, I think I need to go to jail?
No, don't even use their third party reference. Say that they need to, not I.
Because
so I get where you're saying 100%, and I just said I should put it out there that if government got serious like people like this, you might not like El Rufai when he was governor of Kaduna, but there are limitations to the things you would say that are against the law. Not like you can't criticize people.
Yeah.
We critique too, but you must do it within. I'm sure if you have watched this show, you would have heard us say within the confines, because the law confines you. Mouth. But you see, the law that confines you also protects you.
Yeah. I2know says, woke up to the reports of U.S. strike in Sokoto. This is unraveling.
It's been building up since. If you had joined us as we started today,
we talked about it.
It's been building up. They've been working behind the scenes.
It seems to not be, or maybe some people.
It's not an invasion.
It's not an invasion.
Like
exactly.
the people who went to pay Elias Garusalis and all those lobbyists. What they wanted was an invasion. They wanted, go and build a military site in Nigeria, break Nigeria up, chase the president away, and do whatever. That's what those people paid money for. But what Nigeria is getting now is tactical support.
Anyway, moving on from that, we're still taking any comments. If you have any comments that you want to talk about on this matter, please keep it coming. We would break it down right here at the bar. So moving on from that, and still talking about the presidency. Apparently, there's a particular news. I did not see it until the rebuttal from the presidency, and I'm like, where was this news? And the news is that apparently the president had replaced the his chief of staff. That's the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gbajabiamila, with his principal private secretary Hakeem Muri-Okonla. So I think there was a statement from the presidential spokesperson saying that this matter is false, and Gbajabiamila is still the president's chief of staff, and Muri-Okonla is still the president's principal private secretary.
This rumors have a lot of 2027 painted over it. These two names that Dolupo mentioned now have been mentioned amongst potential governors of Lagos State in 2027.
Yeah. Okay, you know, that makes all the sense.
Hakeem Muri-Okonla, Femi Gbajabiamila, and the other guys based in Lagos. You know, they're amongst the. If you are going to hear 10 names, these two names will be part of it.
Yeah,
I just said I should put that out. That's one. Again, you must really pity the government now. There is a factory somewhere, or shall I say there are factories somewhere that have gone into overdrive when it comes to the production of fake news.
But we'll still say that. Will we still say that? Is it still tied to 2027?
No. I just first established that these two names.
No, I'm not talking about like Lagos, like
the
Lagos.
Factory.
Yes,
that I'm
still
referring
tied to like the presidential election in 2027.
It's tied to the entire existence of Nigeria. The idea is that they manufacture a lot of fluff that you have to cut through. And again, the people who do it, it's just like in PR where you just create a little bit of doubt in people's minds to cover someone or to help someone out of a bad situation. It's the same scenario or situation when someone wants to paint you black. It doesn't have to be true. They just need to put it out and insinuate it. And people start to conjecture and say, okay, you know, there's a possibility that it's because of 2027. Oh, maybe because he said he wanted to be governor and they don't want him to go. It's possible. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's all they're doing. So, like I said, I really pity the government because they have their work cut out for them.
And I think that
not as soon as they're trying to explain something, if you find it now they're explaining every day.
Yeah, there's something that I explained.
Because
I was even going to say that
the factory is working
when it comes to even the president's chief of staff, from day one there seems to be a thing about, oh, he's not doing his job. It's not the office. I won't say the office, or maybe the person. There's been like a lot of stories when it involves Femi Gbajabiamila in that.
It's not about Femi. It's about that position.
Okay.
So if you go just go a little back, you will remember Abba Kyari.
Yeah.
What was his position?
Yeah, it was president's chief of staff. Yeah.
The guy that was alleged to have given us some contract that is now in ADC or whatever. What was his position under Buhari too? The guy that's angry about Tinubu picking a Muslim as his candidate. It was also chief of staff. Do you understand?
What's that one's name?
The guy in Adamawa now. So he left the APC.
Okay, I think
he thought he was going to be vice presidential candidate.
Okay, I can't remember his name right now. But
yeah,
I think I have an idea.
It's fine. It's even good that you don't remember. So what I'm trying to say in essence
why?
Because I don't want to dwell on it. What I'm trying to say in essence is that it's the position. It's a very powerful position. You see, the chief of staff is secretary to the federal government is powerful, but the chief of staff is the ultimate power. You know, because he's virtually in control. You know, who's seeing the president, who's not seeing the president. Secretary to government has his constitutional roles spelled out. There are agencies that report to him. But you see, chief of staff is
everybody's
president's own person. Go. So it's a powerful position. And Femi Gbajabiamila moving from House of Reps for so many years, living as the speaker at the highest level, and having, of course, ambition to go further in politics, will not have it easy. Tinubu himself is a regular target for people. You get? So anything to chink away at the armor they should expect it. It's always going to happen.
Okay, I get your point now. I get your point. Moving on from that, let's come down and let's go to the National Assembly, where the National Assembly has now ordered the re-gazetting of tax laws and issuance of certified true copies. And why is this? Is because of the conversation that started in the House of Representatives, saying that there was some discrepancies with the tax law that was passed and the one that they're trying to pass on to the president to sign and all that. So these discrepancies, the
alleged discrepancies have been debunked one way or another by the presidential. Is anybody listening?
Yeah, so I think that it makes all the sense in the world. However, there's actually something that I wanted to point out with that, because I remember watching a video of Taiwo Edele, and he was talking about the timing and how it needs to begin January 1st, 2026, where a lot of things are really going to suffer.
Yeah.
And when you now see these things, I'm like, doesn't it just look like delay tactics?
Isn't it obvious? Remember that one of the loudest voices, one of the most powerful senators in Nigeria, had kicked against this thing and told them to suspend it.
Yeah, now
and when they asked him, remember when they asked him why, he didn't have a reason.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, have you read it? And he said no, that he does not need to read it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are fighting against it. What do you expect?
I saw an interview with
agenda.
him yesterday or 2 days ago, still talking about that the bill should be stepped down for a while.
It's a game changer, and of course they don't want it. There's
we really don't want change in this
It's
country.
a game changer, and they don't want it.
We really don't.
The Nigerian
want
Labour Congress is already telling people to resist it and blah blah blah. You understand? So, do you think that they're just going to let it go, even with the way it was passed?
Maybe it's time that the president needs to sign this thing once and for all and move on.
I think he's going to sign it. I don't think he's going to back down.
What I mean is that quickly.
It's
remember the was it the PIA? There was a particular one that, after all said and done, it's gonna happen. Like once he's signed, there's really nothing anybody can do about it anymore.
So there's the real need to put a lot of things in place to move Nigeria's economy forward next year, and this tax reform is one of them. Some of the things that people are complaining about are all actually from the old tax bill. Some of the things that you're complaining about now, when we won't accept it, actually already are laws.
Are laws already.
Do you get?
Yeah.
And the truth is, I've read that thing, and it's actually going to reduce the taxes that people pay, especially for the people who are low-income earners.
Yeah. So
you get.
Yeah, we definitely will follow this matter. I hope that
we can't play politics with everything.
We shouldn't. However, it looks like it's a thing in Nigeria, and I don't want to say that it's a Nigerian thing. I think generally
it's politics.
It's politics everywhere. Everybody wants to try their luck and see if their own side would win in this matter. Anyway. Still talking about boxing, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has now said that there's sunshine everywhere today, hopefully, and there may be some isolated thunderstorms from here and there in the south. So in case you're seeing some thunderstorms here and there, it's kind of expected in the southern part of Nigeria. Also now in the northern part, apparently 2 Kano lawmakers died yesterday. Two of them hours apart. Northern governors are mourning with the.
I think it was a couple of days ago.
That was yesterday. 2 days ago.
Yeah, it can't be yesterday.
That was 2 days ago.
And it's actually very strange, just within minutes of each other. And people are saying, look, there has to be some investigation into all of this.
And then I think that if they didn't die in the same place and the same,
people are just saying, look, just conduct some level of investigation, though.
Anyway, coming down from the north, coming to Lagos State, the governor of Lagos State has now ordered the demolition of a 25-story building that was gutted by fire, the GNI building, as of yesterday evening. That was still on fire. The governor has now said that with that kind of fire, the integrity of the building is definitely at risk, so there's no point trying to salvage it, and the building has to come down.
There are parts of the building that already kind of like partially caved in, and it's really sad that it is said that the fire started on the fourth and fifth floor, and it spread. And of course, they tried, their first responders, but they couldn't because of the things that were stored there. Now, this building was originally designed as an office. It's been abandoned for a while. They're now converted it to warehouse. It's now a warehouse for storing all sorts of things. And the government is saying that there were highly inflammable materials that were stored there, and that's why the fire kept on
burning.
You know.
So Tola Roger says terrorists now requesting for dialogue.
They should go and talk to God, I beg.
They will not. They will blow. They will see.
They can actually have that dialogue, but not with the government.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They can have it with God.
Really?
Like, God, we're here.
We're here. Let's have that conversation.
The U.S. Air Force and the Nigerian Army sent us here. So can we talk?
Can we? Yeah, that's a nice place.
Yeah, they should enjoy the festival of fire. So that building, it's actually, this is not the first fire that the building is experiencing and all of that. Now, the sad part about it is that it has now affected about 10 buildings. You get? Now, it's what we call skyscraper in Nigeria. Of course, 25-story skyscraper in Nigeria. In other countries, it's just a tall building, So, but the buildings around it are smaller buildings and all of that. And about 2 or 3 of them are like almost damaged completely. Then about 7 other houses. Now, the beauty of it, again, is that I'm happy that the fire, since it even started, did not happen on a very busy day. You get, it happened when the market was less busy. Now, that market this particular season was not really less busy. Did you see images coming out of the Lagos Island market this particular Christmas? People were there till midnight.
Yeah, it was overnight. I remember, was it last year close to Christmas that I tried going to Lagos Island? It was human traffic. Cars have traffic. And I told myself that never again in my life would I be caught doing this. Yeah.
So again, it leads us back to safety and everything. And I know that a lot of people say it's government. Government should have stopped them from converting it into a warehouse. Government should have prevented them from. Again, what about us as a people, doing the right thing?
Yeah, why can't we also do the right
seriously,
thing?
every time do you have to be told? It's crazy. Every grown person that has sense knows that electricity will kill you if you expose it to your skin or whatever. But you now say because one cable fell and you wanted to go and Oga, are you not supposed to be running the other way? What I'm saying in essence is, yes, they shouldn't have allowed them convert the usage of that place without putting proper safety measures in place. They shouldn't have allowed them store highly flammable materials in the place as a warehouse. But you way they do, amigo.
You that, and is your hard-earned money that is being used to store these goods and all that. If they're your goods, why not let's do the right thing? I get your point at the end of the day. But anyway, Sha, the building is coming down also. So before we leave the matter of Lagos state government, tomorrow, for people that do not know, tomorrow is the Eyo Festival. This Eyo Festival there's been a lot of talk about it. I think it has not happened in over 10 years in Lagos state. And since the Oba of Lagos had announced that the Eyo Festival was happening this year in this December, there's been a lot of activities. There's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of preparation towards it. And it's officially happening tomorrow, that even the president is set to grace this occasion. And with that, they now announced the diversion of traffic on Third Mainland Bridge, Obalende, and other connecting streets. They're saying that major roads around Lagos Island will be temporarily closed on Saturday. I'm guessing that Lagos Island market is definitely closed.
Market on your day.
They're saying that vehicular traffic on major Lagos Island streets, particularly along the Eyo procession route, are restricted and fully enclosed to ensure safe passage of the traditional festival. They're saying that Third Mainland Road access around Adeniji Adele, Sura Junction, and Obalende access, Onikon Junction, the CMS Bridge access Outer Marina, UBA Inner Marina Street are also impacted by all this. There's Akpongwo axis, the Olowo Gbowo, sorry, Ibutero are also affected, as well as the Idumota axis, Ido, Carter Bridge, Ejalonibo, Odo Alagbafo.
Where is not affected?
Lagos Island, if you are not going to, basically, if you're not going to attend the Eyo Festival, you have no business.
Now, the thing about it is, this is my own advice to you. If you have anything to do in Victoria Island tomorrow, go today.
And stay there.
Just stay there. Look for somewhere to stay. Or sleep in your car. Worst case scenario. Because all of this that you've heard is your access point to Victoria Island and Ikoyi.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a fourth mainland bridge now, it would have been nice, because where third mainland terminates will pass through some of these places one way or the other, and there's no way there won't be a high. So wait, you can go to Ikoyi, don't get me wrong, but if you want to access Victoria Island through the Onikon axis and all of those places, forget it. Outer Marina is on lockdown. Ebutero is on lockdown. So all the major border points for Lagos Island, you won't get access. You get and the ones that there's access, there's bound to be high vehicular, traffic. But that's that for traffic. For those who like our culture and our tradition, avail yourself of this opportunity, but try to get to the end point, which is TBS, on time. Try to get there on time. But there's going to be a lot of fanfare. When they say Eco for show, it's going to be on display tomorrow. And the main Eyo, the Adimu, they are going to take their time, and it's, they lead actually, and they tend to want to just show off and show out, so they're going to take their time. Then the other Orisha that are Eyos that are Orishas would follow, but there are so many lesser Eyos, some for families, some for neighborhoods and all of that. So it's a lot of white on display with colors.
If you are not going to the Eyo Festival, stay where you are.
But I encourage you to look out for updates online if you're not going to be there, and there'll be a lot of videos being posted, pictures and everything. It's going to be fun,
and I know that
it's going to be plenty
there
fun.
There are also guidelines as to what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, like wearing shoes.
You can't wear shoes.
In some parts, you can't wear shoes. Like
I know they say you can't take pictures and videos of the Eyo.
No, not Eyo. Just the Adamu Orisha. You can take pictures with some other Eyos.
Anyway, Sha.
You know that during the festival proper, their faces are covered. When in the evening, you see them when they now open it up and everything. And if you have offended anybody on Lagos Island, you will not know.
Perfect opportunity for beating.
It will use Okpambata on you in a playful way. I'm not saying that it's aggressive. It will just spin your head once or twice like that. And you know what they used to do back in the days? That when they come near you and they do that, because they always have that voice, they change their voice and they just go, where? Then the person just quickly does a quick review to you, and you're like, you're like, you go near now. When all these brothers are coming, it's always plenty fun and all of that with the Okpampatas, the hats, the colors and everything. It's really going to be beautiful tomorrow. I was clamoring for it. I'm like, it's been a while. Usually within the space of 5 to 7 years, you should have had one Eyo. It's not an annual thing, and it's always usually to celebrate people who had passed on.
Yeah, I think this year they're saying that
about 4 people,
about 4 past governors of Lagos State,
and even the Iyaloja
as well. So it's interesting.
That happens to be the president's mother.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that and let's go all the way to Zamfara State, as it has now been announced the 6 suspended members of the Zamfara State House of Assembly that were elected on the platform of the PDP have now defected to the APC.
Now who remain for shop?
At this point, there's no...
I keep shaking my head for the PDP, Sha. How the mighty had fallen.
So
a self-styled biggest, largest party in Africa.
I never would have thought that it would ever get this bad.
The decimation of PDP
is
not by APCO. It's by PDP.
By themselves, yes.
It's an implosion.
I agree.
That's my opinion. It's an implosion. They basically imploded. They imploded. We were discussing this off air yesterday, and of course, we all seem to agree that some dramatic personnel, some of these people that were supposed to keep the party
way
going
before the 2023 elections.
If only they had kept to their constitution.
And that's what a lot of people have now. It's on factions, and people are living in delusion, and it's I think that is really sad. It's not good for democracy that we can't have
a vibrant opposition.
Not even just opposition. We talk about businesses and all that as a party as well. Why can't it last for so long?
Because we don't respect structures. We don't believe in structures.
I agree. Okay.
We believe in individuals.
It's
about
it's
personalities.
not even about opposition. The PDP as an organization, at a point in Nigeria, you know what it took for the APC to be able to unseat the PDP, and even after unseating the PDP, regardless, they were still a force to reckon with, regardless of anything. So I'm now like, how is it that?
Let me use religion.
That can't still keep that, even if you're not the ruling party.
Let me use religion as an example to establish what I'm talking about. Structure, right? Islam is hundreds of years old. So is Christianity. So is Buddhism and a lot of these other religions. But because they are created and structured, everybody that is a part of it follows that structure. You get? Like for Islam, people know that, they need to get certain guidance from Saudi Arabia. The ones who do the Iranian version of it, they need to get that guidance from Iran. You get?
I get your point.
And the structure is there. For Christianity now, let's take the Catholic Church, for instance. The Pope, you get? The cardinals. And every other thing, the bishops, all of that, down to the altar boys, and down to the congregation. But if the parties had respected those kind of structures, do you know that nobody can come and now say, it's my right to contest for president? I don't care if the constitution says otherwise.
Because that's my issue. Like, is really about the structure. It's the organization itself.
The organization is there, the structure is there, but it's powerful individuals that call the shots. Nobody respects constitutions.
I get what you're saying now. I get what, because it's
so really, that's why they'll say, we are suspending. Have you ever heard what Nigerians will tell you? That Nigerian parties, they say, we are suspending the constitution for this purpose. There's the principle of necessity. That we always coin those things to push agenda.
Suit our own plans. I get what you're saying.
That's
now.
where
PDP's
problem lies.
So that's it for me. Like, why is it that we can't have institutions and because whether we like it or not, we might say, politics, I'm not a politician, I don't want to have anything to do with politics, but it basically affects all our lives. See, we can't avoid it, whether you like it or not. This is politics that affects who you become as president.
There are about 2 big churches in Nigeria that the founders have died, and those churches are virtually dead. And they've been taken over by members of their family. I won't mention those churches on air, but those churches are virtually dead. Big churches, or churches that back in the day they were like, wow, all over the place on TV and all of that. Where are they today? Do you understand? Because they didn't put in proper structures.
I get your point. Anyway, we'll see if by next week again people are already moving to anything. Anyway, before we move on to sports quickly, there's a very interesting conversation as a Nigerian man has said that was wanted for about $1.25 million US fraud have been arrested at the Lagos airport. Apparently, maybe the daddy felt that maybe he could come to Nigeria and
was it Lagos or Abuja?
Sorry, Abuja. Sorry, it was Abuja. It was the Nnamdi Azikiwe airport in Abuja.
Yeah, the first thing that strikes you about this arrest is this similarity in his look to Hush Puppy. The guy just looks like Hush Puppy. He can pass for Hush Puppy's twin brother. That's one. 2, I want to point out the fact that I think the electric gates are really, really working. And it seems like those things are really helping with catching these people and all of it, because everything is digital now. 3, Nigeria's security agencies are doing a lot of collaborations with their international counterparts, and it's paying off. Now you're saying that it's not like Nigeria wants to harbor these criminals. You get? They are actually getting arrested
what's it called?
and repatriated.
What's this thing called? Our prisons are already full.
So build new ones. Build bigger prisons.
Once you do not commit a crime in Nigeria, please go to the country. If they can,
crime does not pay.
They go. Just go.
You can enjoy the proceeds for a while.
Just go. That's
but they will catch you.
You will be caught.
Especially when it's US money that
you will be caught. That's it.
They will catch you.
Again, I used to say,
crime does not pay.
You will do that. You will not be flaunting nonsense all over the place. You know that your hands are not clean. You know in your heart of hearts that what I'm doing is not clean money. But you still feel the need. Your village people, you still need to show your village people that you have arrived. It's those village people that will send you.
All these examples that she's making is in the third person. No? So when she says it's not herself.
It's not myself. What's my
Thank you.
Thanks
for coming to my TED Talk.
That village people that will still chase you, that will still carry you, follow you inside plane and take you to prison. That I can promise you that. Anyway, let's move on and go. Let's talk a bit about sports before we go. And of course, AFCON is ongoing at the moment. AFCON seems to be maybe not being bad at all, actually. First things first, the second set of games started today. Apparently, this is the first time, because of the timing, this is the first time that games are being played on Boxing Day.
Yeah, because AFCON used to be in January. Everybody knows January, February was the month.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But anyway, first things first, the first game of today has been played. Angola and Zimbabwe, that game ended 1-1. Shortly after we were done here, Egypt and South Africa, and I think that's going to be a nutcracker.
It's going to be a big game.
That one is going to start at 4 p.m. And at 6:30, we're going to be having Zambia and Comoros. And at 9 p.m., we're going to be seeing Morocco and Mali play that as well. So we're going to be seeing those games happen. But there are quite a number of conversations around AFCON that we're going to be talking about. First things first, they're saying that AFCON organizes Morocco allowing fans in some stadiums to come in for free because there's been a lot of empty stands. However, in the same vein, the Nigeria-Tunisia game tomorrow, it has now been announced that tickets are completely sold out.
Yeah, you do not compare those kind of games to some games that you have seen or will see at AFCON. We're talking about, the Super Eagles of Africa, Nigeria and the world. And the Tunisian national team too is not a pushover. They are a big team by all standards. So we're talking about two big teams going head to head in a game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. I hope the Eagles will triumph over, the Tunisian side. And they're called Eagles too, the Tunisians.
Yeah, I think so.
What are the Algerians called again, sir? Which one is Carthage Eagles again?
I can't remember.
Yeah, whatever they are called, child. So it's going to be a tough game. However, it's funny how, they put in a lot of money to putting together one of the best AFCONs ever, and there are people who might not be buying into the vision. And I would have preferred that even if they wanted to do this free ticket thing, they didn't announce it, because now what they are saying is that if after 20 minutes of a game there's still space, they will throw the gates open. You know what that basically means?
So what's the point of me buying the ticket?
That's what it means is everybody will just wait outside and say, you know what, I'm gonna wait here until 21 minutes, and on 21 minutes I will stop watching on my phone and I'll go and watch the rest live. Do you understand? So I don't like the idea of that announcement. Even if they were going to do it, I don't think they should have structured it in a way that, because I think that's the effect it will have.
It would have, yeah.
I think that's the effect it will have. It also shows that CAF is overreaching with so many games. There's so many games now. Look, Nigeria played like almost 1 year ago, and they're playing tomorrow. Normally, you played on Monday, then you come back on maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But because there's so many games, so many groups, it would. That's why the competition is going to last for a month.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Anyway,
but in all, I'm so happy that CAF, are able to pull it off eventually. And this is the best that Africa has to offer.
Okay, still talking about AFCON now, and one of the conversation that is happening now is that there's been a lot of talk now that maybe AFCON should now be a 4-year tournament like other tournaments instead of 2 years.
Yeah, the next AFCON will be in 2 years' time. CAF has been doing a lot of restructuring. That's why they're playing this one in 2025. If you remember, we just played one barely a year ago.
Yes.
So the whole idea, because one, of course, COVID had affected one, so they're just trying to structure it in a way that it aligns with the rest of the world. Because if you notice some of those competitions, when Europe is playing, South America is playing. So that's what they are looking at. It works because it reduces the disruption that CAF has caused. AFCON has caused European football, because our players look at it now. For instance, take Côte d'Ivoire, goal scorer Amad Diallo. His team is going through an injury crisis as we speak. Mbomo, man of the match, Diallo, man of the match, both for their countries, but not for their club sides. And if you look at it, it's the same way with the same Cameroon. There's Baleba, there's Onana, who are missing out for their clubs. And you look at Nigeria, Nigeria has done to Fulham. You get so Morocco. You can go on and on. Liverpool is definitely missing Salah, because at the time where even an Isak is injured, maybe they could create a system that pushes Ekitike to the middle, and maybe Salah finds his position again in the team and all of that. So, but AFCON has done that. But I still love AFCON regardless. But now what they're saying is that, we're going to, the next one is 2 years, then after that, it will be a 4-year
tournament
thing.
So what do you think that should work?
Maybe I've advocated for a 3-year window before that reduces the number of times the players have to leave, but increases the.
But because there's also the conversation that also that's why maybe some European clubs don't like buying African players.
Yeah, it's facts. But again, remember that one of the reasons why the tournament is played mid-season, what they call mid, it's because of the weather in Africa, majorly. Most times when they are playing their summer events and their summer football,
it's not working for.
It doesn't work for Africa per se. But now Africa is being forced to do that. Remember when Qatar hosted the World Cup, they had to push it.
They had to push it
to the so-called cold
which
time,
was not,
and that place was still
which
hot.
was not the timing that you will not play.
We must also realize that weather and all of those things have a place in decisions that are taken.
Okay. All right, finally, before we go, there's quite a number of games that are still going to be played over the weekend. The Premier League is back after the break. I think it starts today, actually. There's talks of Diogo Jota's children that will be mascots with at Liverpool's next game at Anfield against Wolves.
So the Premier League has taken a decision that will not go down well with a lot of us. We used to love our Boxing Day, football matches. For as long as I can remember, Boxing Day we get to watch like 5-6 games and all of that. But now there's only one game, and it's because of UEFA's decision to restructure Champions League. So the Premier League also had to reduce the number of games and give the players time for them to rest and heal up and everything.
Yeah, so today on Boxing Day, there's only one game today, and it's at 9 p.m. We're going to see Manchester United play host to Newcastle United.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough one for both of them. Tomorrow, there's so many games. AFCON is going on tomorrow. Group C and Group D are going to be playing tomorrow. We're going to be seeing Uganda and Tanzania play at 6:30. Nigeria, that's probably one of the most anticipated games tomorrow, are going to be playing at 9 p.m. Nigeria, Tunisia. But earlier, we're going to be seeing Group D play at 1:30, Benin and Botswana, and 4 o'clock, another nutcracker, Senegal and DR Congo.
That's going to be a tough one too.
Also, at the Premier League, we're going to be seeing Nottingham Forest play host to Manchester City. We're going to be seeing Arsenal play host to Brighton. Brentford will be hosting Bournemouth. Burnley will be hosting Everton. Liverpool will be hosting the Wolves. West Ham will be hosting Fulham, and Chelsea and Aston Villa. That game we're going to be seeing is going to be very interesting. I think this is another
Villa have been referred to now as potential title contenders.
Yeah, I think
and
that
this is the kind of game that they need to prove that they actually that good.
This set of games can actually see a lot of shifts in the table right now. So we're going to be seeing those kind of games on Saturday, and still talking about it. AFCON on Sunday. Before we're back on Monday, we're going to be seeing Equatorial Guinea play host to Sudan. Algeria will be playing Burkina Faso. In Group F, Gabon will be playing Mozambique, and Ivory Coast and Cameroon. That one is going to be a very interesting one. And also in the Premier League, we're going to be seeing Crystal Palace play host to Tottenham Hotspur, and Sunderland will be playing Leeds United. And that is all that we'll have for you right here on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again on Monday at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and happy Boxing Day. Peace.